श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि. The Āzhwārs were the mystic saint poets of the Tamil Bhakti tradition. In the past few episodes of Āzhwārgaḻ Charitram, we have had the opportunity to look at the Charitrams of Swami Nammalvar and Madhurakavi Āzhwār, Pēy Āzhwār and Andal. It is now time for us to move from the Pandya Nadu of Tamil Nadu to the Pallava Nadu or the Tondai Nadu. The northern part of the state of Tamil Nadu was home to a lot of Vedic scholars. As Swami Vedanta Deshika would say, Tondai Mandalam Vediyar Vazhave. Flowing through this Tondai Mandalam, or the region which was ruled by the Pallavas, was the beautiful river of Palar or Payasvini. It is in this Tondai Nadu that the first three Āzhwārs were born. These three Āzhwārs are collectively called the Mudal Āzhwārs. They are Poigai Āzhwār, Bhūdath Āzhwār and Pēy Āzhwār. Poigai Āzhwār was born in the month of Aipasi when the Tirukkōvalūr Nakshatram was in ascendance. He was born as an amsha of the conch of the Lord, which is Panchajanyam, in a temple pond in Tiruvehka, which is in Kanchipuram. Being born in a pond or Poigai, he was thus named Poigai Āzhwār. Bhūdath Āzhwār was born in Tirukkōvalūr Kshetram, which is near Mahabalipuram. He was born on the very next day, in the same Aipasi month, when the Avittam Nakshatram was in ascendance. He was born as an amsha of Kaumodaki, which is the Gada or the mace of Sriman Narayana. Pēy Āzhwār was born in what we know today as Mylapore in Chennai. He was born as an amsha of Nandakam or the sword of the Lord on the very next day, the same Aipasi month when Sadayam Nakshatram was in ascendance. So these three Āzhwārs were born in three different locations in the Tondai Mandalam on 3 consecutive days. These Āzhwārs were already in possession of the quintessential knowledge of the Paramatma. However, the Lord, Shriyavpati Sriman Narayana, wanted these three Āzhwārs to come together. And that is how he devised a means for all of them to come to a Divya dēsam called Tirukkōvalūr, which is located in the central part of Tamil Nadu. The Lord here is worshipped as Trivikrama. This place is also called Gopapuri. Each of the Āzhwārs had come independently to Tirukkōvalūr and had the darshan of Trivikrama. It happened to rain heavily that day, and Poigai Āzhwār decided to take shelter in a small veranda of a house nearby. In those days, remember that unlike the facilities for transportation that we have today, all the commuting had to be done by foot. So imagine Poigai Āzhwār coming all the way from Kanchipuram to Tirukkōvalūr. He must have been tired after this journey. He wanted to rest somewhere for the night as it was raining. So he lied down in this veranda. After some time, Bhūdath Āzhwār, having had the darshan of Trivikrama, came and knocked and requested if he could also be accommodated in this veranda as well. Poigai Āzhwār wholeheartedly welcomed Bhūdath Āzhwār, saying, "There is enough place inside for one person to lie down. There is enough place for 2 people to sit. Oruvar Padukkalam, Iruvar Amaralam. Poigai Āzhwār and Bhūdath Āzhwār introduced each other, and then they got to know that both of them have immense devotion and love for Sriman Narayana, and they started to discuss about his leelas and gunas. After some time, yet another person knocked on the door, and there came Pēy Āzhwār. He too asked to be accommodated in that small veranda. Poigai Āzhwār and Bhūdath Āzhwār wholeheartedly let Pēy Āzhwār to come in, saying, there is enough place for one person to sleep or lie down, and there's enough space for two people to sit. There is enough space for three people to stand. Oruvar Padukkalam, Iruvar Amaralam, Moovar Nikkalam. So, having introduced each other, the three Āzhwārs joined themselves in discussing the attributes of Trivikrama. They shared their anubhavams of not just their darshanam of the Lord at Tirukkōvalūr, they also shared their anubhavams of visiting various Divya desams. While they were all standing in this extremely cramped space, suddenly they found themselves being squeezed. It felt as though somebody else was coming in their midst. They wondered, who is doing this? Who is there here? Bhūdath Āzhwār, are you pushing against me? No, I am not. Pēy Āzhwār, are you pushing against me? No, I am not pushing. There is somebody else in this small veranda. They all wondered who was this additional person who was present in the veranda. Since it was raining and it was dark, Poigai Āzhwār decided that he would light a lamp to see who was this person. He said, I will light a lamp where the earth is the diya or the lamp bowl, the vast sea is the oil, and the radiant sun is the wick. Vayyam Tagaliya Varkadale Neyyaga Veyyakadiron Vilakkaga Seyya Sudaraழியான் அடிக்கே சூட்டினேன் சொல்மாலை இடராழி நீங்குகவே என்று. Bhūdath Āzhwār said, I too will light a lamp, but a different one. Here, love is the lamp bowl, desire is the oil, and compassion is the wick of the lamp. Anbe Tagaliya, Arvame Neyyaga, Inburugu Sindai Idudiriya, Nanburugi Jnanach Sudar Vilakku Éttinēn, Naranarkku Jnanat Tamil Purinda Naan. Now, Pēy Āzhwār, belonging to Chennai, what is modern day Chennai, was a smart worker. With Poigai Āzhwār and Bhūdath Āzhwār having lit the lamps, Pēy Āzhwār was able to see who was this person who was there in their midst. It was none other than Sriman Narayana with his Chaturbhujam, holding the Shankham and the Chakram, with the Pitambaram, with Mahalakshmi on his chest. But what stood out for Pēy Āzhwār, and the first thing that he noticed in this divine form of the Lord, was Tiru, that is Shri Mahalakshmi. She is the Lakshanam of the Lord. It is because of Shri Mahalakshmi that Sriman Narayana has the importance that he is given. So Pēy Āzhwār starts by mentioning about Shri Mahalakshmi. He says, Tirukkandēn, Punmeni Kandēn, Tigalum Arukkan Ani Niramum Kandēn, Serukkilarum Punnāழி Kandēn, Purisangam Kai Kandēn, Ennāழி Vannan Paal Indru. So having seen the divine form of Sriman Narayana amidst them, these Āzhwārs became extremely emotional. They had horripilations and they were full of happiness. Each one of them sang 100 verses or Pasurams one by one. And Bhagavān Sriman Narayana listened to these Pasurams with full concentration. So beginning with the Pasurams, Vayyam Tahaliya, Anpe Tahaliya and Tirukkante, Poigai Āzhwār, Bhūdath Āzhwār and Pēy Āzhwār sang 100 Pasurams, which are known as Mudal Tiruvantadi, Irandam Tiruvantadi and Moondram Tiruvantadi respectively. In the Tiruvantadi style of poetry, the last letter of a given verse is the first letter of the next verse. The Mudal Āzhwārs went together to other temples. They also had the darshanam of Sri Rama with his parivaram, Sita Devi, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna and Hanuman at Ayodhya. They had the darshan of Srinivasa Venkateshwara of Tirumala, not on the hill Tirumala but below the Tirumala hill, because they hesitated to step on the hill and they came back. This part below the Tirumala hill where the Mudal Āzhwārs had darshanam of Tiruvenkadamudayan is called Āzhwār Tirtham. These Āzhwārs also offered a Chakrayudham, the discus, to Vishnuvardhanan, who was a king at Kanchipuram, for winning a battle. Pēy Āzhwār later went on to become the Acharya to another Āzhwār. This Āzhwār is Tirumalizai Āzhwār, and we will look at the Charitram of Tirumalizai Āzhwār in the next episode. Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha.